Part 1. Do you often watch or read the news?
Yes, I try to stay updated with the news every day. I usually check online news portals or watch short news clips to stay informed about current events.
What kind of news are you most interested in?
I'm most interested in international news and technology-related updates. I also enjoy reading about cultural and environmental issues because they affect everyone globally.
Do you think it's important to follow the news?
Absolutely. Staying informed about the news helps us understand what's happening in the world and make better decisions. It also makes us more aware of important social and political issues.
How do people in your country usually get their news?
Most people in my country get their news through TV channels, newspapers, and online platforms. Social media is also becoming a popular source of news, especially for younger generations.
Have you ever shared a news story with someone?
Yes, I often share interesting or important news stories with my friends and family, especially if the news has some relevance to their lives or interests.
Part 2. Describe a news story you recently heard or read about. You should say what the news story was about, where you heard or read it, how it affected you, and explain why you found it interesting.
Recently, I read a news story about a major global climate conference where world leaders gathered to discuss measures to combat climate change. The story focused on agreements to reduce carbon emissions and invest in renewable energy. I came across this news on a reliable online news platform. It was widely shared on social media, which is where I first noticed it, but I made sure to read the full story from a trusted source. The news had a significant impact on me because it made me realize how urgent the issue of climate change is. It was encouraging to see global leaders working together, but at the same time, it highlighted how much more needs to be done. I found it interesting because it directly relates to our future. It reminded me that even small actions, like reducing waste or using less energy, can contribute to a larger goal of protecting the environment.
Part 3. How has technology changed the way we consume news?
Technology has made news more accessible and instantaneous. People can now get updates in real time through mobile apps, websites, and social media. It has also made news more interactive and customizable.
Do you think the news is always reliable?
Not always. Some news sources can be biased or spread misinformation. It's important to verify news from trusted platforms and avoid relying solely on social media for information.
Why do some people avoid following the news?
Some people avoid the news because it can be overwhelming or negative at times. Others may feel that certain topics don't directly affect them, so they choose not to engage.
What is the role of journalists in society?
Journalists play a vital role in informing the public and holding those in power accountable. They help ensure transparency and raise awareness about important issues.
Should children be encouraged to follow the news?
Yes, but in an age-appropriate way. Following the news can help children develop awareness about the world. However, it's essential to guide them toward topics that are educational and positive.
Do you think newspapers will disappear in the future?
It's possible that physical newspapers will decline as digital news becomes more dominant. However, some people will always prefer the traditional experience of reading a newspaper.